Rises. Small businesses on State Street are struggling to stay afloat. Good evening. I'm Maria Lizignoli.
And I'm Mark McPherson. Businesses leaving the area or even shutting down for good. NBC 15's Cameron Kelly talked with businesses that have seen the environment around them change.
Mark, Maria, if you walk down State Street, you might see leasing signs on empty storefronts. The small operations I spoke with mentioned they struggle from day to day. Vacant stores are woven through the heart of Madison.
Coming to State Street feels like a different experience, and I just hope that we're able to bring back some of the old charm.
Mimosa Books and Gift Stores manager explains their business left its last spot right before the pandemic.
We kind of got a very short notice to leave because there were plans to demolish the building. We really lucked out because we were able to move into this space with a very generous landlord.
Scott says their business relies on online sales.
Specifically for us, the construction on the next block up has caused issues because nobody wants to walk past that. They don't want to go under that scaffolding. They go to the other side.
Art Gecko on State points to the biggest hardship small operations face.
There that we noticed, there happens to be a rent increase on State Street, both in the housing and businesses.
The team stresses the importance of supporting small businesses.
Understanding what you're buying and its impact on the environment is also extremely important and something that we are very conscious about here, since most of our stuff is recycled or upcycled.
Across the street from Mimosa Books and Gifts are Vacant